This is Renault Trafic. Have a look. Engine failure hazard. Stop sign on and the spanner sign on, and this side you can see engine management light on. We'll see the mileage. Yeah, 99,000. Right, okay. You can see all beeping and peeping. Yeah, I'm going to take a faulty codes, but however before that, because of the mileage, I'm something not sure. I'm going to the tailpipe and have a look. Anything there? Right, you can see the tailpipe very black and very soot. Right, this is slightly indication crack DPF. However, I can prove that one once I take a faulty codes and once I go to the live data. Yeah, I'll take a faulty codes and I'll come back to you. Scan report, nothing green. Yeah, most of red. 4 faulty code for the ABS, 1 faulty code for the ABG. Yeah, no photos. Particle filter value outside the tolerance. Yeah, that's the problem. And particular filter clog. There is a 2 faulty code. That's the main concern for the DPF light on. Also 4 faulty code for the ABS, 1 faulty code for the airbag. Windscreen. Yeah, rear left, rear left, rear left, unlock. Yeah, a part of everything look like to me okay. Yeah, next step, do cloud. Going to the engine section. I'm going to the take a trouble code in the engine section. Yeah, this is the 2 faulty codes. I'm going to exit from here and going to the live data. Exhaust system, you can see particular filter pressure differential. I'm going to take a chart. You can see this chart fluctuating up and down. This mean you can see it's going up and down and the pressure going up and down. I want to take this one psi. I'll try to take the millibars, then we can see more clearly what's going on. However, I couldn't change this one to the millibars. It's psi, but when you change to the millibar, this thing going up and down, we can see more clearly what's the fluctuate. But however, like this problem I mentioned before, because this is symptoms of crack or broken DPF. However, I'm going to contact the customer and come back to you. Right, this vehicle has a oil dilution problem also. Well, oil level raise up. Yeah, and however we need to remove this pipe behind here and have a look what's going on for that one. But however, this vehicle need to do the cleaning at the moment, and after 4 or 5 months, if it light come back, customer will think about the new DPF because of the symptoms that DPF not right. However, first of all, we'll remove that sensor. It's the what do you call, the turbo pressure sensor line. That one remove and we'll check the pressure there. Then after that, if it that line clear, then we need to clean the DPF because that pressure very high, around 20 something millibars for the while it's idle, 2026 I think. Yeah, because it's psi 0.9 something, that's mean around 26 millibars something. Yeah, we'll start from there. However, first we'll check that pipe. Once I come into that stage, I'll come back to you. At the moment, you can see this one no pressure at all. That step pass, and the next step I had to remove this sensor. sometimes it's called oxygen sensor. Definitely this one, not the NOx sensor. Yeah, I'm remove this sensor and I'm inject the chemical through here. But when you do chemical through here, DPF cleaning chemical, right close to the sensor, you can see here turbo. If some reason if you go through the turbo, it will come into your engine and you will ending with car not starting, because I got couple of inquiries like that way. So because of that, very careful when you do it, keep the car running and inject the chemical. Then the inject the what you call the chemical will go through this way. If it's some reason if it coming to this way, if it going to the engine, we basically finish the game. Be careful when you do. Better to always do the whatever you doing with the knowledgeable and the experience, because I got two inquiries. This the thing happen, it can be happen. Okay, once I remove the sensor and I'll install the this pressure sensor and I'll come back to you. Yeah, I remove the sensor. It's so tight, you can see it's bit black. Yeah, if you have a like this tool, I add the link. This is the tool normally I'm using for the removing this sensor. Keep it one with you, it's very handy. And some people mix up the head without the proper tool. I'll add the link in the description. And you need a long ratchet, so you are fine. This is long ratchet with wobbly head, and you need a 27 mil socket, because sometimes people use 8.3 ratchet for this one. It's not good. Because of that, I'm always advised to use the 27 mil socket and try with the half a inch one. You always find. Right, let's inject the chemical. Let's start the car. I can't do continuously because it's getting very hot. Then after that, I'll switch off the car and again I'll do bits and bits. Yeah, you need to continue this way. Once I inject everything, I'll come back to you. Right, all in. Yeah, you can see nothing there. Everything inside the vehicle. I'll switch off the vehicle. Bit noisy. Right, right. I need to install this sensor. Apply tiny grease here, high temperature, whatever you have. Then the next time, it's bit easy to remove. Make it life bit easy. Once I install everything, I'll come back to you. Everything installed in the engine bay. Yeah, sorry, I changed my computer because other computer run out. You can see there is a 3 faulty code, clog up, and the heating circuit open because I removed that sensor. And yeah, right, okay, filter outside the tolerance, it's fine. Before that, hold on, sorry, okay, hold on. Before that, I'm going to clear all DTC, make sure everything clear. But still, check engine sign on, engine light on. Yeah, all clear up. Yeah, I'm going to the engine control module, enter, start the car. spanner light on and the check engine on still. Okay, read data. Yeah, at the moment no data, it's fine. But however, data stream, particle filter, differential pressure, this one. Okay, at the moment sometime my sensors gone, it's not working. I need to see millibars. At the moment you can see while it's idle 55, bit high. Right, okay, you can see what I mean before. It's not steady thing, it's going up and down, but however I need to get down this pressure, holding RPM little bit higher around 2500. Yeah, now you can see the pressure 217, 218. I'm going to hold it like that couple of minutes. Now you can see the RPM around 2500, and also you can see the pressure came down for a 40, 39. Yeah, normally we can see this pressure while it's RPM 1500, but however while it's 2500 RPM, this is good range, it came back to normal. I'm leave it like another couple of minutes and we'll see what's the pressure when it's get idle. Now this pressure should be okay for me. We'll see while it's car idle. Bingo, 7. Right, okay. Now still line okay, but sometimes it's slightly fluctuate. But however, at the moment it's doing the job, and the 7 while it's idle. Now we had to do the adaptation in the system because otherwise we can't away with this problem. Right, okay. Hope you all happy for the this pressure. Right, I'm coming back, and at the moment see the before I saw before I clean it, this one fluctuate up and down and the exhaust bit sooty black, but however now you can see the steady line. Again I'll increase the little bit RPM 1500 around 2000. Yeah, that's one also the bit steady line, we'll see again. Yeah, some reason after cleaning this DPF back to normal I feeling, otherwise it's need to going up and down fluctuate, but however this one not doing at all. Look like another success. Okay, now I'm switch off, ignition on. You can see as usual warning, exit from here. Okay, go to the DTC. Yeah, 240 code still there, no worries, no need to so much panic. Right, we have the special function, this one. Particular filter region, adaptation for after replacing DPF. Yeah, ignition on, vehicle stop, yes, press OK. Yeah, right, it's finished, press OK. Right, go back, read DTC. Yeah, then I need to clear DTC. Okay, okay, right, read DTC. Yeah, not there, switch off, ignition on. Yeah, now it's changed to a check parking sensor. However, engine faulty gone, but this sign for the service, I need to do the service, oil service. Then after that, I'm going to reset the detail from here, service reset button. Then after that, this problem all should be okay. Right, done the service. Now ignition on, and I'm going to show you how we're going to reset the service light. Just ignition on. Right, after that, go with the up arrow key until see. I had to check the sensor service interval. Yeah, once you see the service interval, you have to press and hold this button. Yeah, it came to the oil change in 7 something 6 months, but however, I'm going to reset, hold and press and hold again until it get beep and blink. Right, once you see it's blinking, release, it will come to the normal figures. Okay, you can see it's 13 months now, 7,000 miles still. Right, yeah, now after that, switch off and start the car and have a look what happened to the service light. Yeah, but this service light look to me for the sensor. However, I need to have a look the sensor afterward, because the if it's something not right for the vehicle, it sometime illuminate the service light. Apart of that, any no other problem. Yeah, we'll see. When you go with this arrow key, we can see what's the problem. Yeah, check parking sensor, that's why the problem. Your service all good at blue 89. Yeah, yeah, service light not anymore. Yeah, that's a good sign. Thank you. Okay, thanks for watching. You know what to happen. This vehicle basically came with the DPF block, warning light on, and after that we done the cleaning process, check the car, all good. Then after that we done the cleaning process, all good. After clean, you saw DPF pressure straight bar. Before it's going up and down, fluctuating, but however, you saw tailpipe also little bit black sooty build up. However, after clean, all went fine. But according to the book, this vehicle has a damaged DPF. However, now look, all went smooth and DPF anymore not going up and down. I don't know what's going on, but however, until we try, we don't know what's going on. That's why this customer did. Yeah, if you have this question, if you have experience, please comment in the comment section. I'll come back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. See you with the next video. I checked the faulty code again for the spanner light. I'm not sure. There is a one faulty code for the ABS and 4 faulty code for the sensors, parking sensors. Could be. That's why this spanner light